Okay, so in our previous lesson, we learned how to insert a shape and a table. So this time we're going to insert shape once again and also insert pictures and insert other things. Now, one rule about inserting objects, anywhere that your cursor is, that is where the shape is going to be inserted. Alright, so this time I wish to insert a rectangle, right? You wish to insert an arrow, any of them you can insert. So let's take this rectangle, you draw your rectangle as you want, and then you can fill the outline whatever color you want. That the fill, that's the fill, and then the outline with whatever color you want. All right, so you can do that. Okay, let me just do this quickly. Let's create the Cameroon flag, right? Now you can also copy shapes. So the Cameroon flag is green, and let the shape fill be green. The outline, that's the border, outline. The next is red, so I'm going to Control C. Control C, I've copied, and I move my cursor in front. Mine, you can move shapes, and then I click here, paste. Alright, you can move shapes to the position where you want them to be just by clicking on the shape and you drag. Okay. Alright, so that will be red. So for me to format this shape, you see format is here, right? So you just click on format, and then you see, and I'm going to take red. The outline will still be the same because I've already chosen an outline, and I still paste the same shape here, and this time I still take format up here, and then the shape fill will be yellow. So I can click on this one and move it. Yeah, click. It has to turn to these four corners before you move it. Yeah, like that. Like that. So now that is Cameroon flag, green, red, yellow. What if I want to insert a star? I still go on insert, I take it, insert shapes, I click shape, I'm looking for a star. There should be a star here, and when you see the star, please let me know. Okay, so we have, I think this is a star, 5-pointed star. You come and you draw the star. Take note to draw the star in such a it looks well, it does not shrink. Alright, so you can just adjust that with your hands. Okay, you take the fill, they said it is a gold star, and the outline, there should be no outline. No outline. And then you try to put it at the center. Alright, beautiful. So that is the Cameroon flag that we have made using shapes, right? Okay, so let's see how we can use a shape to form sets. Okay, so let us go to insert, and then we still take shapes. We take this rectangle and we draw. We want to build a set, adjust it to the center. The fill should be no fill, and the outline should be what you want. Okay, let's just take default black, and then you're going to take again. Now there are other shapes here, so you just click on this shape. This is the next shape. You can either click here and you take your shape, or you go back to insert. So this time I want to draw a circle. So the way you control it with your mouse to have that perfect shape, and the fill should be no fill. When you're drawing a set, it should be no fill. Alright, and then you take the outline should be anything. You can still copy, Control C, and when you have to copy, make sure that these handles are around. Control C, then if you want to paste, Control V, so you paste it, or you come and you click home. Okay, so we have to move one of these. Yeah, and you adjust it. All right, so that is a set. Now the problem with a set now is writing in the set. That's the problem with a set. How do you write now in a set? So to write in a set, we are going to use what we call text box. You use text box. So you go to insert, you go to text box, you click on text box. All right. So text box allows you to write a text and move it anywhere. You might want to take any of these text box. So let's take these, and you can edit your text box. There should be no fill. That means no color. There should be no fill in your text box. All right. The outline, no outline, no outline. So your text box should just be like that. Then the text field, right? This is for the text box. The text field, if you want it to be black, that's text color black, no problem. The text outline, it don't want any outline. Okay. Then you can go to home, right, and you choose the font that you want to write, and you choose the font size. So let's take, oh, that is pretty big, so let us take 14. Just click backspace and say A. All right, so let's move this here. Take your pointer. When it turns 4, when it turns to this 4 side, this 4 arrows, you bring it down. So you can reduce it from here. Yeah, and you can still increase the font size here by highlighting the A, and then you increase, you grow the fonts. Okay, so I think this A is okay. Then you can move it. To move it, make sure that it turns to those 4 pointed arrows. You put it here. You can still reduce the space down. So you see, with text box, you are able to remove a text wheresoever you want to be. So Control C, we copy that, and with Control V, we paste, and then we change it from A to B. We take it here, adjust it to where you want. So you find text box to be very, very helpful. And then we want to write on this same text box. Since we have already copied, we just Control V and we paste. And then we might want to write anything that we want to write. Maybe 1. Right. You still Control V. You are editing it too. So you might fill all the elements of the set here. Okay. And then you still take Control V, and this time maybe you're going to take 6, and it should be here. Alright, and you still Control V, and you take 5, and then you move the 5 here at the center. Okay. Alright, so that is how you do it. Now a set always have what we call, it has what we call that symbol, all right, for universal. So you take insert, you go to equations. You have equations, you have symbols. So when you click equations, you're going to have different types of mathematical formulae. All right, different. Okay, but if you click on the equation itself, you have them appearing here. I don't know if you saw that. You take insert, and when you click on this arrow, it shows you options. You click on this pi, it opens the tab for different types of equations which you might want to use. So you can just use the arrow key to go down. You have everything about set is here, as you can see. So you can use it to do that. So we are trying to look for the symbol for universal set. I think this is it. Yeah, it is called epsilon. Alright, so click on epsilon. Okay, so we have to move epsilon. Move it, say here. Oh, let's undo. Okay, so the epsilon seems to be uh, behind, so behind this shape. So go to format. When you go to format shape, you will see bring forward, bring backward. So click on bring backward. If you click on bring backward, it takes this shape to the back. Okay, if you click on bring forward, it will take the shape to forward. You can still click on that is send. Oh sorry, send. So you click on that small arrow. Let's take send behind text. So it will send it behind the text. Alright, it has sent it behind the text. So epsilon now is in front. Okay, so we can highlight this epsilon and grow the font. So we are going to take just A, and with A like that, we have grown the font epsilon. So you notice that we've made a mistake. The mistake which we have made here is that we didn't put this epsilon in a text box. Alright, so it appears to be where it is. So what are we going to do? We shall go to insert. We take our text box, choose any, you delete, make sure you format it. You format the text box. The field should be, the text field, so to say, should be the color that you want, black, and then the outline, there should be no outline. Now there's some, depending on the document that you are creating, right, there can be an outline, but this one we don't want any outline. So we go back to insert. We want to insert that epsilon. No, that's not epsilon. Okay. Okay, so we insert epsilon and we highlight it there. We go to home and we grow the font. It should be as big as you want it. Okay, so in a text box now we can easily remove epsilon and place it where we want it to be. But you notice that the epsilon, if I should click outside, the epsilon has black line, alright, and it shows that it is white. So click on it, go to format. When you go to format, go to shape field, take no field. You go to shape outline, you take no outline. Alright, so you have, when you're choosing this text box, when you're choosing text box, you have to format the text. You have text formatting and shape formatting, right? So that is it. You can still reduce these angles so that you can better have a good editing. So you see the epsilon has disappeared, so I have to take it upward. Alright, so you can put it anywhere that you want it to be. It's fine, right? So that is it with inserting a set. Okay, now let's quickly insert. Now you can insert virtually anything that you want to insert. Alright, you can insert virtually anything that you want to insert. So you just need to take your backspace, let the pointer come to where you want to do the insertion. Alright, you want to insert, so the pointer is there. Want to insert, say, charts, when we are dealing with okay, so I want to insert charts. So you have various types of charts here. Charts are used basically, you have pie charts. We just insert about 2. Alright, so you take any of them. Okay, so we have this chart here, and you can do the adjustment here. So this now has opened in Excel. When we are doing Excel, we'll see how to insert a chart on Excel. So let's just close the Excel tab and then open it. So we have our chart which has been opened, right? So you can edit the chart. Okay, you can edit the chart, you can change pretty lot of things. The style, these are chart styles. Chart shows progression. Data, in fact, data analysis. You use chart, and you have here edit data, select data. So you can just click and then edit data. So this is category 1. Maybe you want to change the name to something else, you write. Okay, so basically we are going to do this in Excel. We'll do this in Excel. Alright, so that is it. Okay, now the same if you go to insert, so let's take a pointer down. Smart charts, you still have them. Alright, so you can still insert and you do the editing of whatever you want to do. Alright, so depending on the project you're working on, you can have different forms of these. These are basically used for presentations and projects. Alright, so you can edit anything. You can edit all of these are text box. Okay, so you can just edit them as you want. So let's take enter. Let's go to home. Good. Alright, so take enter. Let us take another insert, or let us say insert clip arts. There are very many insert charts, insert screenshots, hyperlinks, Okay, so we'll come to header and footer. Let's just take header. So you take header. There are very many types of header that you want to take. So let us just take this one. So when you take a header, it permits you to write the title of the document here. Alright, you can write it here, and then you can do a lot of things on the header depending on what you want. Okay, then you can also insert footer. Footer is at the end. When you take insert and you want to insert footer, footer is at the end of the document. So you might want to take these two, and then you can type whatever thing you want to type on your footer. Alright, okay, so let us go back to insert. This time we should insert a picture. So you want to insert. There are two ways of inserting pictures. So let's go to the next page. Okay, so let's just insert a picture here. So you can click on a picture, it takes you to your file, and I'll take this picture. So if I want to insert this picture, I can click on the picture and I take insert. I click on the picture and I take insert. So I should have that picture in a page. I should have it in a page. Oh, I have to close. Let me see this header and footer. I have to close them. So let's just remove them. We have closed them. So now we can insert now. You can insert the picture. So you go to insert and you take picture. You click on the picture. Now you can basically click and you drag the picture, right? Or better still, you just click and you take insert. So this is a picture that we have inserted. Then you can reduce it using these sides, these 4 points. Alright, and you can, like I told you, when you have to insert something like a picture, where your cursor is, that's where the picture is going to be. Alright, but you can move the picture by, you see, bringing the pointer, the cursor here, and then pressing backspace. Pressing backspace. This line here is because of the footer. Let me just delete that line. Okay. I don't want this line. Okay, so leave it like that. If you want to move it to where you want it to be, like that. Another way by which you can insert an image is to come to your file folder. When you come to your file folder, you go to where the image is, you search for it, and then you just drag and drop. Okay, you drag and you do what? You drop. So you have the image here. You can then reduce the image. You can reduce the image. Alright, so that is how you insert an image in Microsoft Word. As you see, the images are relative. As one is reducing, the other one seems to be reducing. You can separate both images as you want them to be. So what if you want to name, you want to write something under this image? Okay, what are you going to use? You use your text box. Okay, you go to insert and you use your text box. Alright, now these headers and footers, you put them only when you are done with your document. Okay, when you are done preparing your document, the last thing that you do is to insert your header and footer. Alright, okay, so we've learned a lot of things. I think so. A video shouldn't exceed 20 or 30 minutes, right? So what is you can choose any of these for your task. Choose to insert anything. Maybe you want to insert a set, you want to insert a shape, or you want to insert a table, or you want to insert a chart or image. Choose any of them, insert them, and then you screenshot. This time you're not screenshotting. I've taught you how to save, right? So you go to file and you take save as, name it the way you want, then you search for your document, you search for the folder, and then you save it there. So you are sharing it to me as Microsoft Word. You are sharing it. Now, how do you share it to me? You're going to open your WhatsApp on your phone. Open your WhatsApp on your phone. So to open your WhatsApp, on your computer, to open your WhatsApp on your computer, go to any of your web browser which you are using. As you see, my WhatsApp is already on my computer. So go to, let me say I'm using Microsoft Edge. Okay, so you are using Chrome. Just click and then write WhatsApp web. WhatsApp web. WhatsApp web. Alright, so you see WhatsApp web open. You click on WhatsApp web. When you click on WhatsApp web, click here, click on this link, and wait for it to open. So it will open. Normally when it opens, right, it's going to ask you to connect your WhatsApp with your phone to your WhatsApp, okay? And then a QR code will appear. So go to your WhatsApp. As your WhatsApp is in the normal mode, you just open your WhatsApp, click those three arrows, click the three arrows that are those three straight arrows on your WhatsApp, and then you see link devices. Click on link devices. When you click on link devices, they might ask you to link a device. Alright, you click link a device, and then they might ask to open it with fingerprint. You open it with fingerprint, your camera will open. When your camera is open, send it to that barcode. It will scan the barcode. Once it scans the barcode, it will upload your WhatsApp to your computer. You can use the WhatsApp now both on your phone and on your computer. So once that is done now, how then are you going to send me that document? It's simple. You can either copy and paste the document, or you go to my name, say this is my name, and then you open your file, you go to documents, you pick that document, you click and you drag and bring it until you see drop file here. I hope you are seeing drop file here. When you see drop file here, release. Alright, normally that should have okay, that wasn't a file, that was a folder. So you have to drop a file rather. That was a folder. You don't share folder, so you click a file like this. So you might have to open that folder. Open the folder. Let us go to desktop. Say I wish to share this. Open this folder. I wish to share this, a letter. So I'll click on the letter and drag while my hand is still on it. I click and drag, and I bring to drag file here. Okay, I release. So the file is here. Then you write under my assignment or my task, and then you hit enter. The thing is going to send to me. So that is what you are going to do. All right, with that I'll know if you're understanding or not. Okay, so that's set and done. I would like to see you in the next class.